everybody. Welcome to Uncommon Analysis. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the PA Senate race, and in particular, some of the hanky-panky going on. I did a previous video about a week ago talking about why the ballots were still being counted, and I'll put a link to it here if anybody's interested in why it was still taking time to count ballots in the Senate race. Well, they are still counting ballots, but for the most part, the race is over. Casey has lost, and there is an automatic recount law in Pennsylvania. So if a race was within 1.5%, there's an automatic recount. Now, the loser could waive the right to a recount, but they don't. That's just not how the world works. Let's not play games. So they're in the process of recounting ballots as we speak. But Casey's not going to win. It's not likely. He's behind by about 20,000 votes. There's not likely to find enough votes in any way that any stuff they're trying to cause him to win. But what I wanted to point out was, and talking about particularly, was the actions of Bucks County, the flagrant violation of the Constitution and law by Bucks County and others in this election, but Bucks County in particular. There is a county commissioner um, named Diane Ellis Marseglia, who, along with another Democrat on a three-person commission, voted to count ballots they knew to be illegal. They knew these ballots were illegal. The state Supreme Court had ruled them illegal, and they voted to count them anyway. And they did so with gall, with utter gall. Let's hear what she had to say.
So for me, if I violate this law, it's because I want a court to pay attention to it.
Bucks County Commission.
So there you go. And a 2-1 vote, they did. They voted knowingly to ignore the law, to ignore Supreme Court precedent, and count votes they knew were invalid. These were votes that didn't have proper signatures, didn't have proper dates. These were just votes the PA Supreme Court had already ruled. But because of people like this, they had to reaffirm that ruling. As we shall see, they did.
Pennsylvania's Supreme Court ruled yesterday that ballots with an inaccurate date or no date written on the return envelope cannot be counted. According to NBC News, the number of mail-in ballots.
So, those are the ballots they knowingly violated the Constitution law and the Supreme Court to vote and said, we're doing it, screw you. This woman needs to be in jail. The other commissioner that voted with her to count these ballots need to be in jail. This is the kind of nonsense that undermines any semblance of integrity in our election integrity. How can we trust our elections when this is the attitude of the people who are supposed to be watching over them? It's insane. Yet that's where we are. That's where we are. Now she's trying to clean up the mess, saying her words were misinterpreted. Right? Her words were misinterpreted, yada, yada, yada. She was smacked down by both sides of the aisle. Donald Trump, obviously, his team, McCormick's team, and even Josh Shapiro, who is the Pennsylvania governor, a Democrat, by the way, smacked her down. Any insinuation that our laws can be ignored or do not matter is irresponsible and does damage to the faith in the electoral process, Shapiro said. It's critical for counties and officials of parties to respect it with both their rhetoric and their actions. Now she's trying to say, oh, this is what I hoped for. I wanted a ruling. Even though they had a ruling, they had precedents. It existed. This is nonsensical. This woman needs to be in jail. Her fellow voter needs to be in jail. This is the kind of horse crap that undermines everything. This attitude and arrogance. She claims it was just poorly worded. It was a poorly worded thing. I'm the victim. I should have done it better. Screw you. You're cheaters. You're liars. There's more lawsuits going on. Casey wants ballots counted that shouldn't be counted. All kinds of other stuff because of the recount. There's going to be all kinds of lawsuits. There's just no way around this, guys. But here's where the state of the race is. These numbers, I think they're actually a little higher than 95% in. He's got about 20,000. I think it's 17, 18,000 now. Casey's not going to find enough votes to overturn this election. The recount's not going to find enough votes to overturn this election. Bob Casey has lost. Bob Casey needs to just accept defeat graciously. I know he doesn't have anything to fall back on because being the son of a popular governor and milking that career for 40 years or whatever it's been now has been his bread and butter. And I don't think he knows anything else, honestly. He's been a senator now for 18 years. He beat He's been a senator for 18 years for a couple of reasons. One, he went up initially against Santorum and crushed him. Santorum lost in one of the biggest routes I've ever seen an incumbent lose. I mean, he lost by 17 or 20 points or something. It was insane. The people of Pennsylvania just tossed him out. They wanted nothing more to do with him. They were tired. He had burned too many bridges here. So Casey won. And then every election since, pretty much Republicans have failed to take the field. They've offered some generic candidate and given them no backing. They've given no money. They've never put any money into him. McCormick is a Wall Street Bush era Republican. He's not a MAGA Republican. He's not a member of what modern, where the modern wing of the party is. He is definitely more of that band, but he ran a solid campaign. Um, but he would not be elected without Trump. Trump pulled him over the finish line. There's no doubt about that. Trump's coattails the reason that the McCormick won. Had Trump not be at the top of the ballot, McCormick probably would have lost by a point or two. So Trump pulled him over the finish line, and we now have that Senate seat. But don't think this stuff's going to end. These lawsuits and whatnot. I'm not even sure why they're filing these lawsuits. I'm not. I mean, everybody. I'm not even sure what the motivation is because there's not enough votes here for Casey, no matter what they do. But they're going to keep doing this nonsense. But as far as I'm concerned, um, Miss Diane Ellis Arceglia, you need to be locked up. You are a criminal as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely. I don't know why we haven't already opened an investigation into this. You voted knowingly to violate the law and precedent. You did it. You flagrantly did it. You were verbal about it. You put your middle finger up to the world and when you did it. You should be locked up. So should the other person that voted with you to count those ballots. Do you think this woman's right? She was just bringing attention and doing by breaking the law to bring attention to it. Somehow she's saving democracy. Or should she be locked up? Is she knowingly violated the law? And she should face the criminal charges for that. Anyway, if you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe and share with others. Have a great day, everybody. I'm out.